That I am a very happy man today. Yes, my joys are pretty coming off. It's already Wednesday, right? So I'm ready to go home. Yeah. You know, yesterday I slept a very, very happy man. Yeah. When I was preparing to come, okay, the invitation came a while back, and then we were reading xenophobia, this what, march and whatnot. So the family was like, you going where? Are you crazy? Well, I'm here anyway. We were laughing about it the other time when Gideon took me from the bus from Boston. So it's like I was quite very brave. But you know, when God says go, I go. And apparently, I would have given that as an excuse.
Yeah.
I also have a history in church. I know these ones are sacred. I'm talking of a history where in church. The other time you guys, you had some squabbles, Orango, we were for some conference squabbles. I don't know why you split and whatnot. So one of those days I was actually invited and I was presenting. Time I get to the church, they are actually even police. Some other members are not being allowed to go into the church, and their elders here are actually selecting people who go into the church. While I was presenting Sabbath school, the elders got overpowered by those who should not be coming into the church and started toying in the church. I had a history up there saying, hey, Gideon, don't you remember? I'm not coming. So I'm really thanking God that I'm where I'm here. Alright, one of the things that I also wanted to get some hives to carry back home to Zimbabwe. And I was actually, this kind of hives. This is the lunch, so I'm going to be talking about it when the time comes, because we introduced yesterday. I wanted to buy this, but I'm inclined to be exempted from paying tax here in South Africa, because I'm also going to be taxed also in Zim. I'm also trying to be an agent for her, and then she's telling me, hey, you need at least to buy some 20 hives or 30 hives. So this guy delivers the hive last night. Okay? He also actually even brought bees. I'll be taking you to a hive where there are bees in a moment. And guess what? He's the guy who actually makes the bees for Biwe. Okay, so they are relatively cheaper, alright, than Biwe. Biwe is like a middleman who's just putting up his more. I've got reasons to be happy now. So it's important. I think I also raised that. If you can be where God has asked you to be, you only thank God for the blessings. You will be thanking God for such blessings.
He will open the doors.
Yeah, so yes, my beehives are going to be delivered on Friday in the morning. Relatively cheaper than having to buy them where? At Biwe. Yeah?
Can you share where you found them? The address where you found them?
Yeah, I think Gideon will see. I did not get the details. Gideon has them. We can share, and then we can apparently. So, the upcoming bee farmers, there's a place where it's relatively cheaper for you to get the Langstroth. I slept a very happy man. I did not also know that you people are putting eyes on me. Okay, I got surprised yesterday. My sister brought me an apple. I don't know whether she's now telling me she overheard that I'm going to be eating raw, and then there are no good more fats. Yeah, and I got a surprise. And I'm like, how did she even know? I did not sit together eating together, and I'm like, okay. So God has been actually very, very good. And to who? And to me, I've got reasons to be happy. So I have reasons to be going back home a very happy man. A very happy man. Okay. Right. You motivated me very well with the garden yesterday. I was very, very impressed. Yes. We haven't really finished to manicure. That's the language ladies know very well. The garden, but it can be done. I'm trying to arm twist the guy who invited me, who happens to be Gideon, to secure seedlings. so that at least we can just show how to to plant in the seedlings. So we may not be able to plant them today, but possibly tomorrow we should be able to twist them. So today, because we've got to secure some other ingredients for the other things, I'm trying to twist him to get, unless you know where we can get seedlings as well, probably possibly it's nearby, we can just secure a few seedlings and then we can as well not seeds, but seedlings. That we can that we can plant. So those the other thing that is going to we are going to do probably tomorrow, but we'll make sure that's done. As my custom is, we'll go into review, and then I'm going to be adding something on nutrition and probably something on the culinary arts as well. Culinary, that's a cooking. Okay, so before we go out, yes, you transport bees away
Yes, ma'am.
at night, yeah, because thousands of them are not in the hive during the during the day. Okay, so let's do a recap on everything that we have covered, whatever subject you are feeling comfortable, in no particular order. So we've covered quite some subjects, and then in no particular order, whatever is exciting you. Let's get going. Who starts the ball rolling? We're recapping. Okay, what we learned from Monday. Yes.
If you pray for God to place you in the right place, then you will be thankful for God's blessings and not praying for blessings.
Yeah. If you be in the place that God has asked you to be, you will not have to pray for blessings. You will only be thanking Him, because the blessings He will pour the blessings to that particular place. Yes. Let's talk about. Let's recap. There's a lot that we have covered now. Yes. Even the practical side of things. Let's recap. Yes.
When you're dealing with bees, you must make sure that you don't smell anything, and you must not wear black and white.
When you're dealing with the bees, yeah, you are going to be very, very hygienic. You bath not with the strong soaps, not with as well as the strong perfumes. They do not like that. Okay? And you do not wear black, you do not wear red when you are dealing with bees, because of the major colors. We've got 3 major colors. Okay? Black, red, and white. The rest of the other colors is a mixture of these other ones. Okay, so the major ones, black, red, you do not wear black or red when you are dealing with bees. Gray will be fine, there's the other in between. But the major colors, no black, no, not red. Okay, yes.
But why the uniform is white then? I mean the covering.
Yes, you can wear white. You don't wear black. You don't wear. Oh, this one's for for your own vision. Because if you don't put white is it reflects. Yeah, I'm getting what I mean. It's also kind of a small question.
No,
right?
no.
Yes.
Oh, you said that the 3 major colors are black, red, and white.
Yeah.
So she thought that you meant that also white you can't
White
wear.
it's not.
No, white is okay. White is okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, white is
Alright.
okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Right, you had your hand up.
That's also yellow. I noticed even yellow.
Because yellow is rated on the major colors. It's rated red. Because if sometimes in our languages we may not be having red, we always relate it to
Yellow.
to red. Okay. Alright? What about the flowers?
Like this is the flowers.
Okay, no, you can get away with that. Okay. All right, let's recap. What will yes, you want to say something? Yes. Well, whenever you get land, you put it into what? You put it into zones. It makes you organized. You know, if anything is organized, you know, it will also give you very positive energies as well. Yes. What else have you captured? Yes.
We learned also from bees. We gain honey, but not only that, we also get pollination for our gardens, wax, propolis, and things.
Yeah. So from bees, it's not just about honey. Pollination, they are the most efficient what? Pollinator. And the guy who's doing is actually making money out of pollination. He has got over 4,000 hives. And then he just gets hired for pollination services. And then he would do, probably pollination is about maybe 2-3 weeks. And then he rakes in thousands of rands. Out of what? Out of pollination. So you could just be keeping bees and then you get hired. Okay. If you have got your hives that have got bees, these orchards, these farms that are doing your watermelons, your bananas, your whatever, they can hire your hives to say, okay, this is the time I need my flowers pollinated, my crops, they have to be pollinated. Okay, usually it's just a range of 2-3 weeks. So you go to their fields or their orchards and you place your hives there. Okay, and they do the pollination. You come take your hives there. They're getting knitted, they're getting pollen in there. It's all yours. They're going, but just pollination services. And you can actually make money out of what? Just pollination services. How about it? Yeah, you know, when you become to a point where you deal with bees, your only investment is just primary. You won't need any insecticides there, you won't need fertilizers there, you don't need anything to weed. They do everything for you. You then just go and rob them of their products. Yeah. For you, the elderly, yeah, this is very good pension. Invest in bees because the bees will do everything for you. Yeah. They will do everything. They go and collect water, they go and collect nectar, they go and collect pollen, they go and do everything. Yours, you then just rob them. It makes business sense as we mature. Right, what else? Did we capture? Yes. I've seen your hands.
I actually had a question.
Okay.
So when it comes to does that mean that you can't like have bees in like places like deserts and stuff, I'm assuming, because there's not that many plants? Or you can keep bees in like dry areas where they are not?
No, we wouldn't recommend dry unless you are like Muammar Gaddafi who managed to channel water from everywhere and he populated the desert with the trees. They need forest, they need flowers. For them to thrive, because they are depending on water and flowers. So you need vegetation for you to keep bees. So you generally, I wouldn't recommend that like in that paddock, and then you can just put your hives. You can actually, you will see why I actually even chose where we put the hive yesterday. You need, because they are dependent on what? Flowers and water. So you cannot relatively do without a plant when you are dealing with bees. Yes. What did you grasp? Any subject that we have captured in no particular order? Yes.
So I'm just thinking about the flowers. Are there particular flowers that you can plant around the place, or any flowers that can give something?
Yeah, they will get nectar from any of the flowers. So relatively, you may also want to have flowers that plants that flower in different times of what? Of the year, different seasons. So those are the things that you are going to be incorporating into a place where you are going to be keeping your bees. Okay, generally winter will put less flowers, but there are also plants that flower in winter. So whatever area you have, you may also want to add more so that your bees can continue to have what? To have food, what they are foraging on. You are going to see with the advantage of this hive when I come to it later. Yes. Yes.
I've learned that bees are organized and they are hard workers.
Yes.
And among the bees, there are females that are working, and the males are not working.
Yes. Yeah.
And then their lifespan are different. After they fertilize the queen is given the instruction, they drop and die.
Yes, the drones, after just mating the wing, they won't live, they will die.
And the lifespan of the queen is plus minus.
It's 3 to 5 years,
5 years.
when she is active. But she can go up to 11 years, but she won't be active. Yeah, so when you get out of here, I want you to be well schooled that, okay, 3 to 5 years, she is what?
Active.
She is active and she can die. But she can live way up to
Up to
11 years, but she won't be active. So in theory, we say every colony has got what? One queen. But you are going to see with the experience, you're going to actually see 2 queens in there. But the old queen will be just docile, will be dormant. She won't be active. So, but in the principle or in theory, every hive has got one queen who's ruling the colony. Okay, like you said, highly organized. That's why they don't fight. You and me, we can
Fight for a woman.
yeah, but not with the bees. And we also told you they're also quite specialized. You are going to be getting water. You are going to be getting nectar. You are going to be getting pollen. You are sorting out the propolis. You are going to be washing the queen. You are the guard. You are going to fan the hive, and they specialize in that, highly organized. And we also noted they know when I'm about to die, I mustn't die in the hive. So whatever work I do, I must die there. And then I don't burden the other bees even to take me and go and burn me outside the hive. Yes, what else did you capture? We are recapping. Yes. I've seen the hand, I'm coming to you.
So that you must be beneficial to the community you are living in, because when you are beneficial, they'll be the ones to protect.
Yes, we have to be indispensable into the communities that way
Living in.
we live in. We cannot do without that. We don't want to be Christians on Sabbath when we put up our ties and we were horrible people way in the community. You know, when you become a very good somebody in a way in the community, they actually protect with you, because they'll be saying, hey, you cannot do without Mama Seko. Must what? They protect you. Let's be extremely very good way in our community, not in theory, but in deeds as well. Don't talk of the hunger.
When starting a business, the Bible is the best manual.
All the principles that we want to do, the Bible has what? Has those principles. And we talked about diligence. After the Bible told us about what? About diligence. So yes, let's study our manual. Because relatively our lifestyle, everything that we need is in there, in the Bible. At some point, Ellen White saying, if ladies were reading the Bible as they should, they would know how to prepare food. You know, we were talking about it. She wrote a lot about preparation of food, but she refers that no, actually, if they were cooking as the Bible says, they will also even have time to study their Bible. Yeah, so the Bible is quite a very good book. It's a manual for us to run our businesses. If you cannot run it, they are going to be, hey, that's like God way. Go to the ends. Study them. Use ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it does. We need to be hardworking. It's there from where? From the Bible. Yes. What else do you grasp? Yes. Still plenty. Yes.
Yeah, and that you have to be gentle when you are dealing with things.
Yes. Okay. Like okay. You wonder what even the brush that I told you, because remember they are busy spraying poisons and they are killing bee, but we want to increase the bee bag, right? So yes, we need to be gentle. We don't want to kill bees. When you say you bend them and no, be gentle with them. All right. What else? We're recapping. Yes.
If you consider having a garden, you have to consider the following: security against the pests and the rodents and thieves. And then you need to keep the garden, make sure that there is a good lighting in the form of light of the sun. And the garden should be in a good proximity to water. And then you can still use grey water for water.
Yes, that's powerful. Right. Like any other project, I've seen your hand. Like any other project, security is what? Security is key. We have been to Pure Light. You've seen their gardens. You've seen their garden. It's actually even have a roof at the top. Because the reason why I already that they put that roof, there are monkeys there. Yeah, so we could just fence it around. Monkeys could go and could climb. And we say, oh guys, if you go to eat, also have to put a fencing on what? On the roof. That's security. Okay, yes, I'd seen your hand.
Anything that once had life can fertilize the soil.
Yes. Anything that once had life can give fertility to it. Yeah, we have talked even bones, we've said the skins, yes, anything that had life can actually give fertility to the soil. Right? And remember, I've seen your hand, your plants to be very strong. This is the beginning. The immune system must be strong. If the immune system of the plant is strong, it defends itself from diseases and what? And pests. Like, okay, a pest can come in nibble, but it begin to produce phytochemicals to chase away the what? To chase away the insects. You wonder why we are saying we are creating an environment whereby the ecosystem takes care of itself. Looking in nature, God is nature. Who does some sprays so that at least some insects burn? In nature, nobody does that. But in nature, it continues to what? Because the system is what? Is balancing itself. And that's exactly what we are copying and intending to do. Yes, you had your hand up.
If you say in the anything that has got life can fertilize the soil.
That head.
Yeah, that's life. So what about the rodents like the rats that died from poison? Is the poison, if you bury it, will the poison not affect the plants?
Depends, but also, nature is with a cleaning agent. Okay, like oxygen is a burning element, the sun, so it's also quite I also even talked about that in the manures that are coming from these commercial road runners. But it may just then also need testing. But nature itself is a cleaning agent. No wonder why, the water that we just drink from the wells, okay, is actually better than city council water. Because, okay, the soil also does what? Does cleansing. But its testing may be also necessary to check if the residues are no longer in there. Yeah, because sometimes, okay, currently if you think, your land has been on fertilizers, and then you are turning it into organic, you might need at least 3 years for it to be fully organic, to say, okay, it's no longer having residues of the fertilizer that has been used in that land. It can give you production, okay, but the residue of the fertilizers may be in there. But so it's okay, for it to heal, you may need at least 3 years. There are some other chemicals that are now banned, like DDT. The fields where DDT has been used would require 300 years for it to heal. You heard me correctly. So one of the challenges that we have as Africa is like the poisons that they've seen, no, they are not good out there. In the West, whether Europe, America, they ban them there. And then they begin to make them, probably give them some other names, and then they come into Africa. And our rulers, the politicians, they are so gullible or gullible, if you want, that is just okay. Sometimes they come with, they are cheap, so we get messed up. So we just need to be conscious to those semantics of how the world is how the world is running. We also heard that did you learn anything from during COVID? There are some of the vaccines that were for use where? In Africa only.
Yes. Yes.
Do you know some of the chickens that you eat in here, they're coming from Brazil? Okay, that they eat in Zimbabwe, they come from Brazil, and they are cheaper than the ones that are bred in Zimbabwe. Where they are coming from, they don't want them to be sold in there. No, these ones are only for what? For Africa. So we need to be conscious to what? Conscious to that. So it is imperative that we should be knowing how to grow our own food. Yes. Who else is got a burning way?
I've learned that after you have prepared your bed, you must always mulch it and mulch the surrounding area so that the moisture is kept in the bed, does not move to the surrounding area.
Okay. Yeah, osmosis, the movement of molecules from a region of high concentration to a region of lower concentration. It's like also, if you just, we're trying to copy nature here. If you go into nature, if it is not tempered with, you won't walk on bare soil. It's always what? It's always covered. That's why you see, in the mist, in the heat of October, if you can just dig a little bit, the soil will begin to be what? To be moist. Okay. Any other bearing one? Yes.
Manufacturing manure on my own. You said we need to prepare, we need to have a site for about.
Yes, in your gardens or whatever land you have, there's a site for preparing manure. Go ahead.
Yeah, and then it should be, you said 2 by 1.5.
Yes.
2 by 1.5.
By 1.5 going up.
1.5 again up, and then you put the
Dry matter?
Yeah, like those dry leaves.
But they go through water.
Yeah, you go through water and then you put soil. Just like
Not soil. Dry matter, green matter, and then activator. You will be any manure. Any manure, chicken manure, goat manure, come on, which is not yet mature. Yeah, you alternate as you go.
Until it's 1.5.
It's 1.5, yes.
And then you can leave it for a period of.
Until it begin to heat.
To heat and put something in.
You can put a metal at the center. When you can hold it and it's hot, you need to turn. And then as you turn it, maybe 4 turns, especially if you use chicken manure, that's about a month. You'll be having your mature manure. That one is called thermal compost or heating compost. But you can just as well just pile them. But like we said, it takes what? It takes longer. This one is very fast. Yeah, for it to mature. But yeah, you can take it the whole year, piling them until they biodegrade. But this one is what? The thermal compost is fast. Yes, what else? In the absence, you want to say something?
Was it yesterday? How to diagnose?
Okay, yeah. When we were talking of our businesses, she talked about wellness centers, and we said we can use Newstart to diagnose a patient, and if you can just rearrange whatever they are missing in there, you can actually, without the medical training, Newstart in itself is very powerful in making in making a diagnosis. We need to be understanding anatomy and physiology, just as a people. As Seventh-day Adventists more so to say, if you can just come to a point where you know, okay, this system, like okay, the digestive system, the one that is affected, then you can actually, okay, I'm correcting this, and then you go to these herbs, they can assist. Many times we're coming to a point where for the challenges of saying, okay, no, this herb is very good for the eyes. We deviating from what God has asked us to do. It becomes no difference with what the secular world is doing. We may only be differing in what we are prescribing. Instead of we prescribing the pharmaceuticals, we prescribing herbs. And it has become very fashionable. We have got herbs, we have got vegetables. For me, there's no difference. Because when the Bible says, you shall then eat the herb of the field, it meant whether you are going to be using cabbage for poultice or for food, it's what? It's the herb. So it's kind of a modern phenomenon. That's okay, they are herbs and they are vegetables. But according to God, we are only talking about the phytochemicals that are what? That are in plants. Okay, so we need to understand clinically how God wants us to heal. Ultimately, who heals? It is God who does what? Who does heals. And we need to have a permanent faith in who? In God as who? As our healer. I had one guy in Zimbabwe who was doing marvelously well. And sometimes I was thinking, okay, he's talking of this herb, but no, this one is wrong. It's not the correct one. Okay, according to the sign. But okay, he's saying, okay, this is it. And people are getting well. No, it was actually the faith with who? With God. When we apply his principles, sometimes the things that do not make sense. I had also had actual situation that I did not know what to do. Like I had a brother-in-law, my cousin's brother-in-law, was so sick, and they brought him to his sister. That is my cousin's house. They actually had to lift him, but he was an old man. They actually had just lift him out of what? I just visited that place. And I'm like, God, what do I do? I was clueless. And I decided, no, let me go out. And I went out into the wilderness just to pray. And I had the inspiration. Okay, use rather blend purple for him and do a wet t-shirt. So he came on a Thursday. Wet t-shirt, yes. Right. Thursday, Friday, Sabbath, I went to church. When I'm coming from church for lunch, and my niece is running after me, no, Bamnin. Say, I'm like, okay, our uncle is walking, he's after sitting in the dining room. It wasn't mind about me, in as much as I know how to do a wet t-shirt. Okay, it's God. And we need to hear God's voice. Let me just emphasize. Did you hear me? It's a still small voice. And He's always talking with us. Ladies, you are gifted with multitasking. You've got a pot that is going. You also want to sweep. You also maybe doing a laundry there. And a voice comes and says, God, what is the pot? You're like, okay, let me continue with this. Second time, the third time, you smell the pot is burning. This is how God talks with us. Do you ever come to a point you say, okay, sometimes you ignore it. Okay, he was involved in an accident. And then you begin, no, I could have found him. That's how God speaks with us. We need to come to a point where we do what? We hear God's voice. And He always leads us. And when we talk also about country living, I'm not hurrying anyone to move out of the cities. Did you hear God's voice to say, okay, it's time to leave? And when you hear His voice and He leads you, you will not going to be struggling there. It's not an easy thing to go move out of the city and you go and start a life way in the country. You are used to the luxuries of what of the cities in there. It's a different ball game altogether. I've heard some guys younger, they were actually just in university. No, we've heard the message, you must go and live in the country. They started suffering out there because they went there without any preparation. Yes, they read the quotations and then time to go. They begin to go back into the cities as well. So it's imperative at any given time. Let's hear God is what? God's voice. Sometimes we've got challenges even within the church. Many times in my own moving with God, I've been forced to choose God or to choose church. I've always chosen God. I've never been disappointed. I can tell you a testimony. The other time I trained some guys from university in the end, it was like, our churches, things mustn't be coming from the layman. That's the general conception. So, who is Joseph Mhiza? So it became so, guys, don't talk about me. He's go and do the what? Go and do the work. And they organized a health expo at the University of Zimbabwe. The very first expo at the University of Zimbabwe. But then the church went there in a bid to go and stop the health expo. But by the time this guy gets there, the vice chancellor is already bought into it. And then he's stuck. 2 days they do the health. It's something, it's out of this world. And then they get an honor. This Seventh-day Adventist young people who are in these schools, and just like, no, you did well, guys. So it is important that we hear who? God's voice and work with God's voice. Is there anything else? I want us to go out for it. What? Yes?
I'm going to explain this wet t-shirt. Help us with this wet t-shirt. It sounds.
It's a simple thing. No, possibly, maybe Dr. Gandhi Mazalo is coming. Okay, you ask that. I don't have a problem. You're explaining me. Okay, that's fine. Let's go out to the hive When we get there, we just need to be quiet, don't panic. I'm not going to open it. Yes?
We'll be safe without them.
Yeah. Yeah, you can.
It's an injection.
Don't take long. You can just go by the side. Don't take too long. No, the entrance is on the other side. Mine, let's go. Come, let's go. In 30 seconds. Oh, yeah. I'll just stop. You also make sure you can see the bees. Right, and then also learning about bee apiculture. We've got a hive here, which is a Langstroth, you just brought in yesterday, and yeah, I've got these bee farmers or would-be bee farmers that are happy. We'll have a look at the bees here. Thank you. Let's enjoy beekeeping. All right, let's go. Two ways. Hydro means water, and therapy means what? Treatment. So it's water treatment. There are a number of forms of water treatment that you can do. And wet t-shirt is one of those. It's excellent for colds, for flus, and general weakness. If people they are just like a t-shirt, you need a plastic or a raincoat. Okay? And a heavy jacket and blankets. Alright, let's say this is the cotton t-shirt, never mind the head. You soak it in cold water. Okay? The t-shirt. Yes. In what? In cold water. And you wring it until there's no dripping water. And then the patient wears that t-shirt. Okay? On top of the t-shirt, you can use a plastic, like those plastic beads that you normally use. You can just cut heads and the head. So you put a plastic on what? On top. And then a heavy jacket. And then you put them to bed and cover them in blankets. Okay? The primary reaction will be like cold. Okay? And the body will then try to generate much heat to fight the what? To fight the cold. Okay, sooner or later, they heat up, they warm up, they cannot even sweat. Okay? So once they are in there, yeah, you might have to prepare some water, warm water especially, for their drinking. Like, okay, this is your cup of water and a straw. Because they will be in bed, you can actually just help them to rehydrate. So that is wet t-shirt. It's very, very effective, but it's easy to do. You know the good thing with the good things, everybody can do it. Educated or not, poor or not, everybody can what?
Do it.
That is a sign that it is what? It is God's things. Currently, I always laugh at people like you and me. If we are sick, what do? We seek the physicians, whether nurses, doctors, you name them. Alright? And these days we want to go private hospitals. It's like first thing, we even have medical aid. Dumb animals that not think like us, when they get sick, you know what they do? They stop eating. If it's cold, they go on the sun. If it's hot, they go on the shade until they eat. They are fine. They only use their own biology to get well. What has gone wrong with the human being? We pride ourselves, no, we are the crown of creation. But the simple thing is that animals, they just use their biology until they get well.
So this one is for you say
The word t-shirt, like I said, it's cold, food, yeah, but just general boosting of the immune system. But you don't want to use it on people who are just too fair or on very young children. They may not be able to heat up. Okay? So there's that precaution that you use when you are dealing with what? With this treatment. You actually need to know indications and contraindications as well. So it's a long subject in itself. But I think for the word t-shirt, I think that's the best that I can give you for now. Are you happy? You'll be able to practice word t-shirt, eh? Yeah, the other time you can have like somebody's sore throat. You could actually just use a towel, wring it what? In water, and then you wring it out, you paint it on the what? On the throat, you cover with the what? Plastic first, and then maybe a scarf. The other time it was mentioned, we were actually invited to in Botswana at a camp meeting, and we had this very young girl, and he was suffering coughing, but also the other things, these sugars and whatnot, they were problematic. Also need to address new start as well. And then we just did a t-shirt. By the end of the day, she was happy about. So water is a very powerful medicine if we just know how to apply it. Yes, sir. So that's it. Can you just come close to this hive now? All of you can just come close. So this hive is called what?
Landstraw.
Yes, Landstraw, because it was designed by a guy called Landstraw. This one, we call it the brood box. Okay, this is where the queen is, this is where the larva is, this is where the eggs are in. Okay, it has got 10 frames. I told you about top bar ones, but these ones are now what? Are now frames. Okay, so this is a frame for the brood. This actually works. So it will guide the bees. They start building, following this works. If you put these frames without wax, they can do what we call cross-combing. Cross-combing means they've built their combs across. It would then be difficult for you to come and inspect or harvest if they are what? They've crossed. But in this one, you can actually come and see, okay, they've built. And then, where's the brush? There's a brush somewhere. Should you want to do let's say there's a comb here that is been built, and you really want to have a look at it. No, okay, my girls remain in the hive. No harming in here, right? Yes, so this is the brood box. We do not recommend harvesting in this in this box. Yeah, you are going to be having some frames that have got honey. It can even be mature, but we normally want to leave it for the bees, because honey is food for the bees in times of crisis, especially in winter and in summer when it's raining, when the temperatures, and also we can relatively see when winter comes, we have got less flowers. Okay, so it's their food. Okay, so this is the brood box. From the brood box, then they come. This is called the queen excluder or queen separator. The queen is too big. She cannot pass through here. So it comes here. Okay. The worker bees, when this box is full, and then there's a vacuum, box is called the super box. Okay? The worker bees, because remember they want to keep their hive at what, 40 degrees Celsius. So this is the super box. It's so hollow. No, what must we do? It also have frames, but these frames here are now, yeah, they are small. They build their, yes, honey, clean honey. Because the queen does not come to this area, you won't find larva here, you won't find propolis in this one. It will only be pure honey. Okay? So if your environment has got water, has got flowers that are doing pretty very well all year round, you can come in and inspect and you see, okay, this box is what is full. Okay? But I still have some leeway before I can harvest. You come and lift this box. Okay? Can you just lift it? Like that. So remember, working in pairs, 2 by 2. And then you come and put this one here. Alright? You put that one on top. There's no need of putting a queen excluder here. The queen excluder remains where?
At the bottom.
It remains here. And then the bees will like, what? We've got our one in there. But what's this space here? They also rush to fill this what? This box. If your environment is excellent, you can go up to 5 supers. Okay? In my environment, it's not that excellent. I can do 2 supers. And every super, when it is full, it can give you 15 kgs of honey. So if you go 2 supers, and therefore, so what you do, if these ones are full, if your environment is perfect, they still, you can just then come and what?
Add another one.
You lift them again, and you put the empty one there. You're punishing the bees. And they are like, no man, let's wait. And then they also feel until they can what? They can go. So if your environment, like I'm saying, is excellent, you can go up to 75 kgs at one harvest. From one group. That's the advantage of the Langstroth. Okay, but before you put these ones, you must make sure the brood box is what? Is full first. Alright? And then you can then put your what? Your super boxes. Then you just make sure the lid is there. And these hives, they are doing pretty very well. This hive can last you up to 15 years. Okay? So currently, I think it's 920, just and 1 super, and the queen is cooler. But at BUA it's 1,125. So do your maths. All right? And then you can just space them. Like, okay, you can have create maybe just a shed if you do not have trees like that, and then you can just line them. You can just do it 5 meters, 5 meters, 5 meters, 5 meters. As long as they are colonized. Like I said, okay, one way is of attracting bees is baiting them. So this is the entrance. They've got 2 entrances, right? And usually they close one entrance, and then they use one because, like I said, they create a fly path. Yeah, we said, okay, you know, what do you think is in this direction? So you come with the propolis. Propolis is something that they make. The bees make, but there are also some other attractants that you can that you can use. You smear some propolis here, and then also on the on the inside as well. Yeah, this is it's baiting them. There are worker bees that are tasked with scouting for a place to colonize. Okay, it's smelling like propolis in there. They go and tell the queen. If the queen agrees, your hive is colonized. Okay, we've got what we call catcher boxes. These ones is got 10 frames, right? A catcher box is the same, but it's just like 6 frames. You see the advantage of it? The volume is small, so the bees can actually okay, because they can quickly fill it. Alternatively, you are a bee removals. You then use those catcher boxes. Okay, they've asked you, say you've got a bee vac, you go in there and put them in your catcher boxes, and usually you put You see this, what do we call this? Queen excluder or queen separator. They are plastic ones where you can just cut a piece and put it where? On the entrance. Okay? Why are you putting it on the entrance? So that the queen does not what? Does not come out. If the queen does not come out, the bees will not go anywhere. Okay, then you can transport them. And you transport bees at what? Night. Why do you transport them at night?
Because thousands of them are not there.
Yes, thousands of them, they are busy. They are working as what? As a bee out there. So as
At night they are back.
It's not their back. They are not foraging at what? They are not foraging at night. So as you're starting your projects, also think of a bee catcher to start with, and then you can transfer. You can see when they start building and they already some heavy, you then come and lift these frames. This is a hive too. They would have put a whole lot of propolis in there, so you can just use this to cut your propolis. Okay? And then you just this is a lifter. You can just you can just help you lift your frames. And then because you are transferring them from the catcher box into the land store, and then you put all the frames that have got combs on into what? Once they have their larvae, once they have their baby ones, they will never leave. They don't leave their baby ones. Yes.
So that one, the catcher, it's small like it.
As in width,
So.
it has got only 6 frames. No, this side.
Oh.
Yes, but this one they remain the same.
Oh.
Yeah. So Langstroth internationally, wherever it is the same dimensions.
Okay.
Okay, so the catcher box has got only 6 frames. Okay, we won't be heavy. And it was actually even also have a lid. It doesn't come with a queen excluder. We don't put a queen excluder on the catcher box because we then transfer the bees from where? Into the super. Are you happy with
So
that?
meaning that time, maybe these 6 here, I'll be taking them out and putting the ones from the catcher box in here. These ones.
Yeah, yes, okay.
Because I can.
You've got your catcher box, that has got frames. And then this is your brood box.
Yes.
Okay? So the catcher box has got 6.
Yes.
Okay?
So I take the 6 from here.
Yes. You can just come and put your 6 in here. And then the catcher box will be, you then put these ones, this empty one. This actually is made from wax. Okay, it's the beeswax that has made this. Okay, so this brood box, we don't do, I've harvested, sometimes I don't have any honey in the super, doesn't have honey, I've harvested before, but I will make sure you leave some honey in there. Okay? All right. Right. Yes.
Do I need a license to transport the hives?
You might want to check with your municipalities, or in Zimbabwe back we have the law like any other country on beehives, but it's not. It's actually in the archives. If you cannot go to a government department and say, okay, I'm actually tasked to go to the archives, but there are laws. In the urban areas, you are not recommended to be keeping bees, but you want to check with what is this, what they stipulate.
Okay.
Yeah. In one of the laws, they say you are not allowed to kill bees. If I see you killing bees, I can actually, that is in Zimbabwe, okay? I can actually sue you for killing bees, okay? So here is our super box, the ones that we then harvest. Right, currently what I am doing, these are my frames. The Langstroth is designed that when you harvest, you can just bring a roller, like, okay, it will be kept, like, okay, it's mature honey, it will be kept. You can just bring a roller in there just to open the capping. And then you put on a machine called the centrifugal machine. It's like a tank, okay, where these frames do fit very well, right down. Sometimes it's 12 frame, whatever frame. And then you spin. Some are manual, some are electrical. You spin the hive and the honey comes out of what? Of the combs, without you breaking the what? Without you breaking the comb. All right? And then the honey remains in the tank. And then you can just sieve it and then you take off your bottling. and then you return this, so the bees will not have to struggle and starting all over again in making the what? In making the comb. They will easily, quickly fill this what? The comb. But in the absence of that, you are starting, you can just cut the comb, okay? And then put it on, just crush them and put them on the sieve, and you let the honey drip. We don't cook the honey, okay? You just cut it, put it on, and you let it drip. Sometimes also, you know, combed honey is expensive than processed. I just don't know the semantics there. I say combed honey much more expensive. Like, okay, sometimes you just see it in a punnet. It will be expensive than the bottle. Yeah, that's one. Okay, you're thinking of business. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna cut this one. It's gonna be 70 rands, 70 rands, 70 rands, and then this cannot fill a bedroom if you just on just the one frame on its own. So this is the Langstroth, the broad box, queen excluder, and the super.
So when you say when it's matured, you mean if this is food?
Not when okay, they build their comb there, and then they seal that comb. I think I'll send a picture of sealed honey, the one that I harvested in the university. The comb is what? The comb is sealed. That is mature honey. By mature, we're meaning the water content is now between 17 and 19%. You can actually even measure water content. There's a measuring instrument that's called the refractometer in beekeeping circles. You can actually use to test the water content in what? I've seen your hand, I'm coming to you. All right, so maturity, we're saying, okay, the bees, they've made their honey, they've deposited in there, they've actually seen that the water content is now fine, and they seal those combs. That's mature honey. Okay.
So how long does it take for them to build their comb and fill the honey and then it matures? Like, how long does it take?
Okay. Remember, it will depend on seasons. They are preparing the honey for
winter,
for their consumption.
Oh, okay.
And then they can actually even, because sometimes you can just put your hives in there, they are not colonized, and they can go colonize towards winter. They like, okay, we're gonna have to making our food as quickly as possible, and then they are in there, and then they make the combs and the honey. Well, how do they make the honey? They're collecting nectar, because they're making honey from the nectar. Okay, the digestive add enzyme to it. Okay, this is the first bee. Okay, you add enzymes, you give it to her. Okay, and then you give it to her, and then you give it to her, and her deposit into what? Into the cell. Yeah, so one collects the nectar, she digests it, and then she adds enzymes to it, and another one does it, and then it gets deposited into what? Into the cell. And they let it stand, so that at least it then matures, and then they seal that cell. Quite fascinating. All right, and the cell, like we said, there are 6 equal sizes. How do they even measure? Can you imagine? You are going to find in the cell there are 6 equal size. They do what we call festoning. It's like they join their legs. All right, and then this wax is coming from inside them. Okay, like you know what are these webs?
Spider
webs. How does this make the web? It will just coming from within. All right, that's how they also make the wax. Yes, but the festooning, they join their legs in there, and then and then they come up with a hexagon. There was a head somewhere. Okay, yes.
My question was, sorry, can I ask a question?
Mhm.
So all this,
Did you ask a question?
is this big enough for bees to come out?
Yes.
Yes, the worker bees, they can possibly. It's only the queen that cannot go through.
Oh,
Yes, that's big enough for the worker bees to come through.
oh, I tell it looked.
Yeah, it may look small, yeah, but it's only the queen that cannot pass through.
Okay,
Yes.
No, I have a question. Because we went there to look for for the bees, because there is a tire there, and also there's a bees inside, Then inside of the tire, then you put this thing on top, in order the bees to get inside. Or how do the bees get inside of the box while they are in the tire? Or
okay, I think you missed it. The tire they were just using it as a stand. The bees, when they came, they were in the box already.
Oh, they were in the box already?
Yes, they were in the box already. They were not in the tire. Because that's a temporary measure. Like I said, we need to have. There's a video that I sent, that is frames. For those that were that opened, we are actually setting up an apiary back home. You put your hives on a stand, okay, and then we have demonstrated how you can just they are not in the tire. Okay, if you actually see them in the tire, you want to take them off the tire.
Yes.
So the tire is a temporary measure, and you just want to make sure your stands they are at least 100 meters. 1 meter above the what? Above the ground. Yes. So we just used the tires last night. That's when these bees came, and then we were temporarily putting them on there.
So you brought those bees. The people that stay here want to start.
I actually know they are going to what's his name? Gideon's farm. So they are just here temporarily.
Okay.
Yes.
So this is me wanting to start, and I get the equipment.
Yes, you can get the equipment.
But I have to get somebody that is a beekeeper that will help me start.
Yeah, you are now a beekeeper from here. And then, yes. So like I said, we're saying you can buy colonies like they bought that colony.
So the colony comes with a queen.
Yes, yeah. Wherever you see the colony, the queen is there. The colony cannot survive without a queen.
Without the queen.
Yes, because the queen is the one who commands everything about the colony. She rules. Yeah, so she's also the one that is specially protected. Okay, if she dies, what happens?
Before she dies.
If she dies, let's say you've just messed up and you've killed the queen. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you don't know what you're doing very well. You're harvesting and you've killed the queen. What happens?
The deputy.
They go to a new hive.
The
Deputy maybe is there.
They won't be there. Those ones, they are not always there. Okay, here's what happens. Yeah? We'll be selected from what now? Yeah, we all is there, but we'll be selected from what? Yeah, they can be temporarily, it's some chaos there. But what they do, they make sure the cells for the queens, the eggs that were last laid, they take them and put them into the cells. And then when they hatch, they are fed. They are acclimatized in 4 days, they would have acclimatized, and then that's where they stay.
So in our home, there was what I mean?
Colon.
There was a colon of
You can call them column or a swarm.
on our tree. There were many like
Yes.
living close to the doors and everything. And then we just watched them. And then after a while, they left.
All of them.
While we were still thinking what are we going to do.
Okay.
So it means the queen was not happy with the place. Because they stayed there, I'm sure, 2 hours or so.
They are not necessarily, they were just probably resting. They might have been disturbed elsewhere. But if you have noticed them, you will see their wings were like they are open. When or probably you might have
No,
not
she
noticed.
won't check because she's terrified of bees.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So they were just resting, and then they proceeded with their journey. Yes, yeah. Just last week I had a colon that came like that. Okay, and they just rested in my neem tree, and then okay, welcome. And they took it in the hive. Waited. As I'm talking with you, they are in the hive now, under the neem tree, just about 10 meters away from my kitchen. Yeah, of course. Yeah, from the kitchen.
Doesn't like the scent when you're cooking and stuff doesn't it?
No, I'll remove them later. Yeah, I'll remove them later. So that's one thing that you can just do. If you see them, try to get a box and bait it. Okay, there's a house in there. You can. That's one way also that you can get started. Remember, when you're dealing with the bees, you are working with nature. You can actually spend the whole year without your your hives being colonized. And that can be quite frustrating. You have invested 10 hives and then there's nothing in there. Okay, that can happen. And what you may want to resort to is buying the colonies. Like that guy is selling colonies for 800. Okay, so you would say 920 plus 800 for what? For the bees, and then you can get what? You can get started. The one that you saw, it went like that. Then after a year we took there 2 colonies, but now in number about 7 of his hives. I don't remember the current one, but yeah, for you to get started, because you've got no control over nature. That can be quite very, very frustrating. The control that you can do is then to just buy the colony and get what and get started. Because sometimes also if they put some preservative in here, you may not smell it, but the bees, their sense of smell is very acute. No, it's still it's still smelling. So until sun, rain, air, make sure this is no longer smelling, and then that can be also a contributing factor as far that affects the colonization of our hives. So then tell me, he was a motivational speaker. He asked us to start a beehive, and then they are not being colonized. I'm giving you everything so that at least you work. Like I said, I told you, I'm not trying to motivate your emotions. I want your intellect to be in there. Yes.
So if, like the way I saw them, if I wanted to bake them, I wouldn't have problems whatever. What would I do? If maybe I see them,
okay.
Can you provide them?
Yes.
What can I use?
This is
for them to come into one.
Not necessarily. You may actually just have to force them to come. If you can get a sack, okay, you just smoke them somewhat, put them into what? Brush them into a sack. No, come on. You've got a bee suit, remember?
You don't.
You don't.
No.
They're on their way wherever.
We are not talking about you don't. You have been trained now, you have your bee suit. If you then see them, all right, you brush them into what? Into a sack, and then you come and pour into them into a?
Where you want them?
Into the box.
With the
hoping that there's a queen there.
No, whenever there's a queen there. So you just make sure the queen also gets where. You can actually even like I said, the queen is what? Is bigger, very big tummy. She dresses in miniskirts because the wings are very short.
The queen doesn't sting.
Yeah, she doesn't sting. Yeah, she doesn't sting. If you are brave, you can just actually hold her in your hand, and then the bees will just follow the scent of that one, the scent of the queen. There are also other charms that they can make. Even in these bee houses, you can buy some bee charms that they also use for baiting. Just as you do your purposes, you just smear a little bit in the house. They smell kind of like a queen, and then there are also other attractants that you can use. Yeah, lemongrass oil is also one of those that is also used to attract what? Attract bees. Yeah, lemongrass oil, yes. Yeah, is one of those that you use to attract bees. It's quite fascinating and happy.
So but if you don't have that, you would have taken the egg, what is it? Where the eggs are kept.
Well, no, the eggs, they are always in the combs.
No, I mean if you don't have this.
Uh-huh.
Actually, they visited your yard
Okay.
and you want to keep them,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have the equipment.
Mm-hmm.
You would have taken what do you call it?
The egg tray.
Yeah,
And
the
bend
egg
it.
tray and bend it so that you direct them where you want.
No,
You said you use that.
not by bending the egg, you are just creating smoke.
Yes.
And what is smoke for?
Actually,
For chasing them away.
Just I'm
Chasing
talking
them
to
away.
education. What?
No,
I thought you
to
mentioned that you would have
confuse them.
smoked them a bit so that
Yes.
you can catch them.
Yeah, those egg trays, you can bend them in the air to create smoke.
Yeah.
Or cow dung, like I said. And then yes, you can just puff them. And my question now is, what is the smoke for?
They're confused because of miscommunication.
I don't like confuse.
So that they don't see
There's miscommunication.
I gave you a better tale.
So they can't
To be drunk.
No, confused.
That's layman. To be drunk is layman. Come on, you've been to school. Joseph Mhiza was here. Yes, to disrupt communication. It's not like it's a war. Yeah, in war you want to get the man who's communicating with the head office. Yeah, so the smoke is to disrupt communication because it will mix this pheromone. Remember, the communication is what? Through scent, which is called what? Pheromone. So it's to disrupt the communication with the queen. So that's relatively what you are also think about. Okay, what you can do, but you cannot just smoke them and then you lead it to the hive. No, it doesn't work like that. Even with this one, you cannot lead them to the hive with this. If you want
to my couch.
Yeah, if you want to smoke them, you really want to pull them and then put them into a box, and then you make sure the queen does not get out. Are you happy? Fascinating.
Yeah.
But it can be done.
Yeah,
it can be done. Remember, you've got your protective gear. Okay? Yes.
So does that mean the queen lives alone on top of the tree and then the worker bees live down there?
No, the queen lives down.
The queen is here in the what? She moves around wherever remember in those cells. That's where she deposits. She's the one who goes and deposits the eggs in the what? In the cells. All right? So she moves in the what? But in this case, in the what? This is the brood box. This is the only way she can move. Because here she cannot go up there. If you don't put this queen excluder, she can actually come here and also lay your eggs where? Lay eggs. But then you are spoiling the fun. Your honey, because when you harvest, you want to harvest only what? On pure honey. Yes.
So in other words, those people who harvest honey like just wildly on the trees, that honey has eggs.
No, it's not all the combs that will be having eggs. Other frames, other combs will be having honey only. Other combs will be having legs on. Others will be. Sometimes you find at the top there is honey. At the base of that same comb there is larva and propolis as well. So in this one, no wonder why we recommend either the bar type or this frame, because you can actually then just see. Okay. There's no larva here, there's no eggs here, and there is no propolis in here. This is pure what? This is pure honey. Yes, and then you have it. That's the chief advantage of these frame hives. Yes. Very interesting. How many of us are going to get started?
Undecided.
You better decide.
I think we need to plant our flower gardens first so that the bees don't go hungry.
Yeah, that's excellent. But if you have got land where they've got trees, they forage from what? From the trees. If you plant a hell lot of lavender, you can actually honey that is called lavender, because there are over 300 types of honey, depending on the nectar, the concentration of the nectar that the bees have used. You have heard of eucalyptus honey?
Yes.
Manuka honey. Yeah, they become very, very, very prized. So it will depend on the concentration. Sometimes it can be orange blossoms. Yeah, so that's the kind of what you can do with the beekeeping. Are we happy?
Yes.
Yes.
So what's the best type of plant for your honey? Like which one is the best to get?
Okay, that will depend on what you may want as an individual. But all honey is, as long as the honey, for me, if the honey is mature, is actually what is best. But for my drink, that Kasambawese drink, there's a bush called honey bush. Back home, it's only found in the Eastern Highlands. My Kasambawese comes much better with that honeysuckle bush. Yes, yes.
So in terms of plants, so yeah, like you said, it depends on your own preference. But like in terms of plants, which one is like works the fastest or works the best? Is like, you know?
Buckwheat will be actually ideal,
Right.
because it doesn't take you. It only takes two months to flower, so you can actually plant it and plant it and plant it. You can just be flowering or and it is really, it does well if you do not have frosty areas during winter. Buckwheat is very fast, and okay, bees love buckwheat as well.
And it don't taste funny.
No, it doesn't taste funny. It tastes honey because they are using nectar. Remember, and then they are processing that. Remember, this is also refined sugar. You heard me correctly. It's only the bees that are the ones that they are refining it. Yes.
And also the basil.
Yes.
The purple one.
Mm-hmm.
See, the flower is purple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even now we still have, like this time,
Mhm.
basil, we know basil, but now this purple one,
Mhm.
it's still alive, still green.
Mhm.
So we were surprised that basil at this time is too cold.
Okay.
Still there.
This is yeah.
Yeah, and there are lots of bees there.
Mhm.
Even still there, those bees.
Okay.
Coming to collect.
Yes.
I don't know where they are going.
Okay.
Always there to collect.
They are collecting pollen. They are collecting nectar. Yeah. You're also thinking of orchards. Talk of mango. And a lot of mango trees in there. When they are flowering and the bees love, and then you can have mango honey. Okay, oranges. They come and collect that. The honey is actually, sometimes if you don't know honey, if you only use it to this golden, the darkish, you may think no, and this is not honey. But so you need to come to the point where there are over 300 types of what? Of honey. So the charge, the color may be different as well. The smell of it as well may be as well different, depending on the concentration of the flowers that the bees used when they were making that honey.
You are very passionate about bees. Isn't
I'm a
it?
bee farmer.
You prefer, you love them over everything else. That
Over
you do.
everything, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, bees they are more proficient to agriculture than fertilizer. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I love to work with bees. Without bees, we won't live, because this is the most efficient pollinator. Yeah, I struggle with my extension officers there. When they talk of maize, I feel cold. I feel goosebumps. But when they talk of honey, everybody's scared of bees. But apparently they want honey. And sometimes I become like a queer guy in the area, because I'm like the only one. They're like, what's wrong with this? Yeah, what kind of a man is this one? Bees, of all the things. How can he live with bees? But it's also protection, you see. Yeah. Do you have any other issues as far as the land strength is concerned? Yeah. Huh?
When you have dogs,
Uh-huh.
you have to get rid of dogs.
Remember, your hives should be at least 100 meters away from your homes and from your crows. Because these girls, if they get angry, please never get these girls angry. Yeah, they can sting 200-meter radius. Yes, and they can sting to death. And then the moment they sting you, they're also just going to die. But they can be get agitated. You don't want to be tampering around with our African defensive bee. It is called Apis mellifera scuti latus. It stings unto what? Unto death. But we can relatively live well with it. Are we happy with it? We can be seated, and then maybe I can just give you some. Huh? Time flies when you're having fun. Like when you have harvested your hives, like you said, you don't cook it, okay? Just let it drip. And then you should pack your honey only where in glass bottles. Never in what? Never in plastic. So do not think of a squeeze bottle. Okay, in as much as it can be very good when you're gonna put it on your breads and better put it in plastic. Honey will not rot. Okay?
So if it rots, it's not honey. It's not pure honey.
I know, yeah, it won't be pure honey. Okay? So one of the reasons why we need to be keeping our own bees for honey is because commercially honey is adulterated.
How so?
Okay? They get a little bit of honey there, mix it with some syrups, and then they just put it on what? On the market. Number two, it also gets heated. We said, okay, the bees, they're keeping their hives at what? About 40 degrees Celsius. And then in commercial, they can heat it to extreme temperatures. When they heat it, what do? They kill the enzymes, they kill the medicinal property. It will remain sweet, okay? But they would have killed the what? Medicinal properties. That's what you want to avoid.
And what's the reason why they heat it?
Okay, you like to see it in a golden color, isn't it? Honey does crystallize during what? During cold temperatures. And commercially, it's like, I don't know who have bewitched you want this one. That's one of the reasons that what they kill the enzymes. All right. It also reacts to plastic quickly if it has got what? It has got enzymes. In the laboratory, we do not use plastic. Okay? Yes. So you find if you put your honey, it will be very pure honey. You put it in plastic and you put the other one in glass bottle. You see the one in plastic, sooner or later it will begin to form like molasses. Because it will be reacting with what? With the chemicals from what? From the plastic.
Yeah.
So you just need to be dedicated. Just say, okay, the honey will only be packaged in what?
Glass.
You can keep it for 3,000 years, over 3,000 years. They saw honey, the Egyptian pyramids, it was been there for, and it was still
fresh
honey.
Wow.
You see, that's it. So you can just have this and just know for the whole, this year I'm going to be having my what?
My honey.
My honey. So keep busy. Harvest honey, eat some, sell some. Yes, I still have.
So the ones that we buy from the stores, that has got expiry date. What's wrong?
Okay, expiry date will also deter you from. You make sure you eat it fast so that you go and buy another one. That's why one reason. And of course, also, they are by law demanded that they put those expired dates. But it also it's also been irradiated. Right? Okay, it has been put to extreme temperatures. I don't care whichever so-called healthy house that you are in. What can
Wait, sorry, please repeat that.
I told you so. No, I don't want to repeat that. Yeah, so that's it. That's what the main reason is that because you want it golden like that. But allow honey to crystallize with you. If you just put it again on the sun, it melts and goes back to its what? To its honey color as well. Yes.
Why is propolis expensive?
Yeah, that's a good question. Probably they are looking into its medicine. It's not much also on the hive. Okay? Its medicinal properties like also it's very good for what if you make your tinctures, your flus, your cancers, it's generally boosting the immune system, or those people who are generally not well. So business semantics as well.
So are you not selling it? Something like that. Because I really wanted that. I once saw it the other farmer who was selling it once. That it's normal. I know how effective it is, especially for cancer wounds.
Yeah. There's this guy who's doing honey and buy propolis from here. I'm in Zimbabwe, as much as it can be, I can have it, I can be selling it. The logistics of bringing it to you, it makes it more expensive. So try to be local is later. Yes, you hand up. You have another question, that's when I'll come back to you.
No, I'm confused. I'm confused that the honey becomes clean or my is clean or probably clean enough. We need to clean before.
The honey is clean from the what? From the comb. What we are cleaning is away from what? From the comb. Where doesn't put the comb itself is what is clean. Okay, so sometimes when we uncap it, okay, the residue of the combs, that's why we put it on the sieve so that it is the comb residue. But in general, honey is just clean from where? From the comb. But if you buy it and you've mixed when you have harvested, you mix with the propolis, you're also going to see those grains. It's not bad, okay? But it will be honey mixed with what? Mixed with the propolis. Okay, but generally honey in itself is clean, straight from what? From the hive. What you are cleaning out is the wax, okay? Basically, it comes out very, very clean. You see the one that I even brought, you can actually even see the grains of what? Of propolis. Propolis is food for the larvae, for bee babies, okay? But it's very, very nutritious, highly nutritious. But it's a little bit bitterish, but the propolis is very, very nutritious. It is food for the what? For the baby. So honey is food for the worker bees and the lazy drones, and then propolis is for the babies, and then royal jelly for the queen. Okay, you had a question. You see the question?
No, I was saying the one they are selling here around, sometimes you see that it is not healthy, because when you have grown up from rural areas, you know the proper honey compared to the one we are buying here. So you see that.
Yeah, that's what community is about. But now that you have seen that, you've noted that, that's half of your solution. You cannot know that and then you fold your hands. I came to a point where I realized that I started keeping bees. Yes.
So we bought honey and it had some wax. How do you, a honeycomb, and it had wax and like honey all around.
The comb is wax, it's made of wax, yes.
Oh, so then how do you eat it?
You can chew it and then spit the wax. Yeah, it's nice. I like how we do. Actually, we keep comb just. Yeah, it's like dessert and then spit the wax. And wax in itself is another product as well. You can actually be thinking of just to process the wax, and then you can actually be making products out of what? You can make candles out of what?
Beeswax.
Out of beeswax. So we are talking now of value addition. It becomes pretty making business. There's nothing to throw as far as the bees are concerned.
What do you do with your wax?
Polish.
I sell the wax.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm just saying. My friend was supposed to bring me some molds for candles. She missed that part from the UK, so I just want to venture into candles before I go into your lotions, into your beauty stuff. Yes.
So what might after the bees, after it's finished to bite you, then it's dying? Why?
Okay. After that sting, the moment that sting gets out of here, out of it, yeah, it then dies. It will not live thereafter. That's it by its nature. And by the way, how many eyes do bees have? How many eyes do bees have?
Two.
Yeah, when you get out of here, you're gonna tell them they've got 5.
5?
Yes. They also have an eye on top of the head there. Okay, are we happy? Do we have any questions concerning bees and yes.
When you check it, you said I can in the box, when the honey is ready, you want to remove the comb. And then you must allow it to drip.
Yeah?
So you said you must allow the honey to drip from the comb. Where do they do it?
On a bee sieve, they actually
so I must go buy a bee sieve.
Yeah, you also need. Yeah.
Meaning that if I want to go and be a bee farmer, I must go get all those pieces.
Yeah, what? Hello, at the back there, please let's be in one class. What I have discussed so far, as far as bee keeping is concerned, is just the starting point, just establishing it. I have not gone into the harvesting part. So I did not give you anything towards harvesting. Yes, those are, they've got what we call a bee extractor, because maybe they are becoming commercial. It's like a tank, and it has got like something like you can just screw, you put your honey in there, you screw here, they squeeze in the wax, and the honey comes out into what? Into a tank. Alternatively, with this one, when I just started, probably you've just harvested one hive. You may not need that tank. You can just, you have cut your combs, you just break them, and then you put it on a sieve. It's actually double sieve, and then sometimes the other one is a conical one, and then you put your own sieve and it will drip into the container that you are putting your honey, and then you bottle it. Okay. Why are you afraid of bees? You're gonna have to invest in protective wear. It's like any other industry. Before you do carpentry, before you do electrical, they talk you off about safety. So I've already given you the safety principles that you need to what to be. Sit down and then discuss, and then it's your business. You can actually just even have a hive. I had one hive for 4 years. And I said, okay, I perfected my art in there. I said, okay, this is my hive, this is the honeymoon. And I was enjoying it. One Langstroth that I actually started making it, and then because there was one guy, white guy, I've forgotten the place. They actually bought a hotel that they wanted to put a center So for 4 years I had one hive, and then I perfected. But I was enjoying my honey, and then even my inner circle, they also enjoying honey from there. First, family first. In everything that we do, whether it's what is the garden, whether it's everything. I don't want the idea of saying, okay, I'm selling my tomatoes, my family will eat the one that has been eaten by a bird. No, the family must eat. Yeah, I don't want you people exporting good tomatoes to Europe and then your family is eating the rotten ones. Family comes what? First. Yes.
At times, the bees following the bees that fail.
In the house?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then how do you?
Yeah, when you have a harvest, because they'll be same thing, they are what? Yeah, you can just put it in a container and you cover it so that they don't get into that container. If you put, let's say this is a drum, okay? This is the lid. And then you put your hand in there, alright? And then you leave it open like this. They will come for this hand. The other time I did that, I had harvested my frames, And I just thought, okay, I'll put them into a tank, all the frames. But then the tank would not close properly. Amen. They came for that hand. So they also come in their swamp. I just lock the house and say, do whatever you do, I'll see it in the evening when you go to sleep. So they do that. So you put it in a container where you can actually close up everything so that even if they can spray, they won't do anything. Then if they see there's no way of it, they'll just vanish. You don't have to spray them or do anything to deter them. Just make sure you close tight your harvest so that they don't come for it.
Even if it's not from them.
Yeah, even if they even if it's from them, they can just smell the smell of honey. They can just come for it. Okay, so we are happy. If any further questions will be coming, I'm still here till Sunday. Let's talk about. Oh, whose book is this one?
It's yours.
What about this one?
It's the one we were writing inside.
Okay. Some principles on nutrition that we actually get from where? From the Bible. If you read the book of Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 2, can somebody read that? Isaiah, chapter 55, verse 2. Yes.
Why do you spend money for what is not bread, and your wages for what does not satisfy? Listen carefully to me, and eat what is good, and let your soul delight itself in abundance.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Can somebody read in King James Version?
Wherefore do you spend your money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which satisfieth not? Hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness.
When I was telling you we cannot be feeding from what? From our enemies. Is it linking there? Wherefore do you spend your money for that which is not bread? And remember, Proverbs 12:11. He that tilleth his land shall be satisfied with bread, but he that followeth vain persons is void of understanding. 28:19 then goes to say, he that followeth vain persons will have poverty enough. Many times we are sick simply because of what we are eating. The combination of the foods that we are eating. In the morning, what we give our children? Cereal. It's made of what? Sugar, milk. All right. The combination of sugar and milk. The combination of sugar you can actually make beer out of what?
Honey, sugar.
Sugar and what? Sugar and milk. So in the morning you've got your children, they look very bright, and then you give them sugar and milk, and then it begins to ferment in there, and then you want to know, why my children not doing very so well in school? I personally been to university. I even met the father at university. We are brilliant people. What is gone wrong to my children? When they go to school, the brain is sedated. They may not be staggering like a drunkard, but because you have created beer in the stomach and it's absorbed in the stomach, it affects the heart. Simultaneously affects the what? Affects the mind. We have got a nerve that is coming from the brain, the vagus nerve, from the brain into what? Into vital organs. Do you see the reason why we should understand nutrition, anatomy, and physiology pretty very well? When we sit down to eat, don't just eat with the tongue, eat with your brain as well. So this combination, wherefore you spend your money for that which is not what? Which is not bread. We need to be understanding these principles pretty very well. You have mixed the sugar, just added sugar, refined the sugar. And refined sugar is only what? Is sucrose, yeah? Whether it's coming from beets or it's coming from the sugar cane, they've taken out all the other good substances and then they remain with what? With the sucrose only. If you check the molecular structure of sugar, you guys, you can Google this. The molecular structure of sugar, the molecular structure of marijuana, the molecular structure of cocaine, okay, the carbon chains are related. You can Google that and then you said yes. I want somebody younger than that. Who can just do us a favor? Later on, I want you to Google that and then you come and put the carbon chains of this what? Of sucrose, of sugar, of marijuana, of cocaine. Also theobromine, which is found in meat. Okay? And then, so you are going to do that. Okay, it's you. Later on. When you go after lunch, I want to see it. The other time when I was still training, we were in a health center where we were actually taking drug addicts.
And other drugs.
Okay? One Indian guy came to the center, he wanted to go get out of sugar addiction. He had more withdrawal symptoms than the guy who was coming for cocaine. That's how dangerous sugar is. If you are using so much to your tea, what tea do you enjoy here? Rooibos. What then do you add to rooibos?
Sugar
and what?
Milk.
And milk.
Raisins.
Okay. Oh, raisins. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, if you are used to drink it at 7 o'clock, if you go past 7 o'clock, 8:30, you begin to
Why
But
is
the
that?
moment you begin to smell the sweet smell from the kitchen there, you're like,
Have boss? Is that what happens?
yeah.
All things.
I mean, you've created all these other things. What difference are you from anybody who's smoking cigarettes? Because it's your nervous system that gets excited. Because of what? It's because of the sugar. So sugar is also actually a drug which must be banned. So he's going to do us a favor. Like I said, the carbon changes. They are related. I've seen your head in
Yeah. I want to ask a question. I'm also a sugar addict.
Okay.
So I struggled to leave sugar.
Okay.
But by prayer and fasting, I was able.
Yes.
But I want to know the effects over a period of time because I feel like I'm having a lot of consequences.
Okay. One of those things that it does, because if it's too much in your system, it can then be stored as fat. It comes to the tummy. Or usually fat gets stored anywhere in the tummy. And then a lot of toxins come to where? To fat. Let me give you an example of pigs. You know, they are scavengers. They've got a lot of fat. The most deadly snake, like the black mamba, can bite a pig and you should not die. Okay? Because the poison would have then been stored where? In the fat. You can eat that meat and you die from that poison. That's one of the things. So you can actually develop a lot of fat because sugar eventually would be actually stored as what? As fat. Sometimes you can actually start having itching. Maybe just after bathing you feel your body you are itching. It's a consequence of having too much sugar in the what? In the bloodstream. Because it's also quite dehydrating. Okay, you can actually have headaches if you're not drinking enough water. It will also lead to what? Lead to that because it's dehydrating. So there are a number of. You can also just become foggy because what sugar does, it numbs your cells. Your immune system gets numbed when you put in sugar in the what? In there. So if any bacteria will want to attack you, when your immune system is suppressed, it will not be able to fight. So those are the things that sugar can what? Sugar can do to the body. We cannot panel beat God's creation and live. Like okay, the sugar comes with all sorts of other nutrients. If you just remove sucrose and then say you are going to live on what? On sucrose only, you put it off balance. Let me put something that can be more open. What do we breathe in? What do we use for breathing? For us to be alive? We're using what?
Lungs.
Oxygen. Okay? How much oxygen is in the let's say the environment is not polluted. How much oxygen is in the environment? Is in percentages? 21%. 78% nitrogen. Carbon dioxide and others 1%. Is that making sense? Let's suppose we just say we don't no longer want carbon dioxide and the 70%, 80%, 78% of they want to remain with oxygen only. Who will survive? You can't survive because oxygen is a burning element. God in His wisdom has balanced to say we'll breathe as much as we are using oxygen. We breathe in together with the carbon dioxide. We also breathe in together with the nitrogen and what? And others. That's a balance. We cannot subtract just one thing to say that we are going to live in. And that's exactly what we are doing when we do this refining. Sometimes they are doing that with wheat. Okay, generally wheat in itself is a hybrid. It's not the original. And then they take away the bran, they take away the gem and the wheat on what? On itself. And then you are very enlightened. No, it must have bran, and then you buy bran separately, you buy the gem also separately. And you may not mix it the way God had mixed it in its original what? In its original form. So we cannot unobey God's creation and get away with it. Where therefore do you spend your money for that which is not bread? I've put it in this book. For those that see, I have 2 copies, I think, that are left with Debbie and who may need them. Right. Here's another thing that we may also get. How many meals should we eat per day?
Depends.
Okay. Just hold on. Raise your hands. Go still in class. 2. It depends.
Depends.
Yes, tell us it depends.
Depends the kind of work you are doing and what time you eat your breakfast. Yes. In between your meals should be at least 5 hours.
Okay. Okay, you are saying 2. Why so?
Because you must check how many hours you have eaten. Let's say you eat your breakfast at 10. Then you eat the nourishment, all this nourishment. Then 5 hours, your system must rest. Then from there, you eat. Then you mustn't eat late because during when you are sleeping, when you sleep, you must rest. The stomach, the system must rest. And digestion must take place while you sleep.
Okay, do we have any other answer? Okay, you've got a car. What car is it? Petrol or diesel? Petrol. Do you have put diesel in there? Are you a mechanic? Okay, why don't you put this in there? Because this is also fuel. Isn't it? This is cheaper in it. Okay, the maker of that car said this is a petrol engine, and you adhere to that. You don't have to be a mechanic to adhere to that. What is the maker of this engine said? Which how many times should we eat according to the maker of this engine? That's why I'm driving to. Go to your Bible and let's see what our maker has said we should meal. Somebody has a verse. In Ecclesiastes, somebody says, that was Solomon, blessed thou art all land, when thy king is the son of nobles, and your princes eat in due season for strength and not for drunkenness. Why do you eat your food? Sometimes we eat for social reasons, but the Bible says for strength and not for. But let's go to Exodus chapter 16, verse 8. They are coming from Egypt. They are going to the promised land, and they are grumbling in the what? In the wilderness. Can somebody read 16 verse 8?
Also, Moses said, "You want King James?"
Yeah?
You want King James?
Okay, you can read. Then you can read the King James version.
Also, Moses said, "This shall be seen when the Lord gives you meat to eat in the evening and in the morning, bread to the food. For the Lord hears your complaints which you make against him. And what are we? Your complaints are not against us, but against the Lord."
Okay, the King James version.
And Moses said, "This shall be when the Lord shall give you in the evening flesh to eat, and in the morning bread to the full, for that the Lord heareth your murmurings which ye murmur against him. And what are we? Your murmurings are not against us, but against the Lord."
Okay, they are murmuring. They are in the wilderness. Okay. So God's given you manna. You don't want my manna? Okay. This is what the Lord is going to what? To do. In the evening, I'll give you what? Flesh. That is saying meat. Okay? In the morning, bread to the full. You must mark that one. In the morning, bread. In the evening, I'll give you the meat that you're crying for. How many times do we have there for eating?
Two.
Are you happy with that?
Yes.
Yeah, I can hear this. But I'm saying this from what I've read also.
No, that's why I'm not punishing you.
Yeah.
Yes, we've come to the man who made this engine. He's saying, okay, in the morning, bread to the food. In the evening, yeah, I'll give you what you have. Okay. So our most heart meal should go in the morning. Yeah. Where do you come from, Kohai? Yeah? Where's the walk? How far is it from Dobe? Or, yeah? 2 hour drive. Yeah? 4 hour drive. Okay, so you say you're driving from Joburg to Libuako. Where do you feel your tent? In Libuako or in Joburg?
Depends where the gauge is.
Okay, let's say you're getting started. Generally, you want to start off with a full tank. Somewhere along in the midday, you then refuel. When you get there, you no longer need fuel. So take your day like a journey that you are starting off. You're starting off on a full tank. Midway, you refuel, and then in the evening, you have arrived. That's why they came up with it there in the morning. It's like a king. Was generally at one sitting, men tends to eat much. In the afternoon, eat like a queen, because the ladies don't eat much in a big city. And then in the evening, eat like a beggar. Okay. 10:17, Ecclesiastes. That's one I actually quoted that one. Blessed thou art all, and thy king is the son of nobles, and your princes eat in due season for strength and not for drunkenness. I'm just now going to silence. The dangers of eating in between your what? Your meals. The dangers of eating in between your meals. We should have time for our what? For our meals. And then we are encouraged, even from the Spirit of God, that our food in between our meals should be between 5 and what? And 6 hours. Okay? If in between you've eaten your breakfast at 7, at 10 o'clock you put a small thing as a nut. Do you hear me? As small as a what? As a nut. As a nut. What then happens? Because in about 2 hours you begin your digestion is started in there, and then the pyrolic sphincter, which is joining your stomach and the duodenum, will begin to release the food, and then it will go slowly, like 14 grams into what? Into the small intestine. If you put a nut, the pyrolic sphincter tightens up until that thing is chemically digested. I will not allow anything to pass again. What then happens to food that is already in there? It will begin to ferment and petrify. At the what? At the same time. This principle includes tasting food when you are cooking it. The reason why we have got recipes is so that you do not taste the food while you are preparing it. Because the same principle The same principle works. The reason why the people who are diabetics, those who are our relatives that are suffering with sugar diabetes, why they don't recover? They are put on 6 small meals, and then you will think, okay, these guys have studied. That's one of the reasons why they don't want it. They don't recover. So when we have eaten, we should actually graduate our meals. Say, okay, after 5-6 hours, I'm happy eating again. This will not work if you are eating just like a common. If you try your bread and tea in the morning, this will not apply. Because if the bread is common, it has got nothing. You eat it there, by 10 o'clock, you are beginning to feel some tremors. What would have happened? And you feel like you're finished. Your body will be saying, you've put things in there, but I did not get anything. There was no nutrition. But if you relatively eat there like we are eating here, your fruits are there, some wholesome breads are there, you can sustain. Because your graph Like, okay, you've eaten, and then you begin to make the fuel, the glucose that you were running on. You can already see, like, it stays. You can last. But on those ones, it's just like, you will not what? You will not last. On conventional food, certainly the 2 meal plan will not work. Will not work. At the moment, there's a term that you guys love very much. Not you, the world. Intermittent fasting. What does that mean? It's like it's quite an educated term. What does that mean? Who said intermittent fasting? Yes, tell us about it. What do you know about it? Don't worry, never mind about defining. What do you know about it? They are encouraging at least 18 hours.
16:4 or 16:5, yeah.
Like, if you just go on God's plan and you eat 2 meals, you don't need defense term, intermittent. You are already on intermittent fasting. Let's say our breakfast. We are eating our breakfast at what time?
6 o'clock.
Half past 8. 8:30. Our breakfast. And our lunch is what time? Let's say 3. Okay. 3 p.m. is our break. How many hours are in between it?
6 hours.
You're happy with that? Okay. Let's now calculate 3 p.m. to
8 p.m.
to 8 again.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 p.m. to 8 in the morning again. To 8:30. Yeah?
17.
Why was 15 hours? It can't be 7
Yeah.
hours. I failed mathematics and work. Yeah, okay, sorry, okay, that's fine. To breakfast again. 16 hours.
It's not 17.
Yeah?
17.
Okay, 16, 17, 18. You are already intermittent fasting. By following what? You did not put a fancy name in there. But if you just go on this one, you're already intermittent fasting. Isn't God good?
Amen.
Yes.
So it's not about this. I'm done with that. Can you
the height. Okay, yeah, it can be done, it can be removed. Can you just help remove it? Okay. So all these ideals, they will never go wrong. There is nothing that is new under the sun. You are just creating more, just terms. But God's plan has already been what? Has already been ideal. If you follow it pretty very well, it also helps you sleep pretty very, very well. Because we are not encouraged to eat late at night, right? Why are we not encouraged to eat late at night? Because it's time for sleeping. What happens when you go to sleep on a full stomach? You may identify this. Either you have nightmares or you have sleepless nights, especially the elderly. So you build this castle, you break it, no, right? I will tell you, I'm now going to science. When you eat, you create energy. And when you create energy, that energy must be what? Must be used. So we lose a lot of energy with eyesight. So you become sleepless. The young one, especially the one that goes into nightmares. Sometimes you actually even force these young ones to eat when they don't want to eat at night. You actually beat them to what? To eat. And when they cry at night because of the nightmares, no, I had a beef with the neighbor, I'm not sure that neighbor. But the problem, you are the problem. These young ones, they've created this energy, and the energy must what? Must be used. They go into when he was fed by the ravens. Yeah? We all do. How many times did the ravens feed Elijah per day? Like serious, are you sure? Okay. So the ravens that do not think like us apparently knew how many times the prophet of the Lord has to eat.
Yeah.
And you people don't know how many times he must be eating per day. I don't get it.
3 times a day.
Eh? That's what we're told. Yeah, the other time I was presenting somewhere. Okay, no, we should be eating 2 times. This guy's like, hey, Muna. That one is for the whites, man. We are blessed. We do only eat once a day. We eat the whole day. And we generally have people who are like that, isn't it? Yeah, you just see something you want to put in there. You are traveling, especially when you are traveling by public transport, wherever the bus is, for us long distance travelers, wherever it stops, you want to put in something. Guys, come on. We only have one stomach. We are not like ruminants that have 4 stomachs. We only have one. Yeah, we only have one stomach. So we want to treat it with what? With the utmost care. The ruminants, the animal, cows, those, you know, the animals that you are allowed to eat. Yes, they have so stomachs. You only have what? You only have one. So please don't eat emoji. And you call it one meal. Yeah, because you are eating one meal. Yeah, and I've given you the science behind it. Because you need to understand the physiology of digestion, the digestive system. Right? I've seen your hand. Remember, when we digest our food in 2 ways, chemically and physically, and then we just want to make sure the stomach is digested all the food, and it is getting out of the stomach, and the stomach also rests. It's like an engine on your car. We know the 4-stroke cycle on your petrol car. Okay? Right. Petrol air mixture gets into the chamber in there. And the valve closes. And then there's compression. And an ignition spark is introduced. And the fuel burns. And then the exhaust comes out. That's how we want to treat your stomach. That food has gotten in, it has been churned, enzymes are added, alright, all the digestive juices are added, and then it is what? Gotten out. And then you then introduce another food. Let me give you another analogy. If say you've got very special visitors, they're coming from abroad to your house, and then you want to cook beans for them because you are plant-based. You've soaked your beans, okay, and you start boiling them. And then your best friend phones you, whoa, man, I'm already nearby. I'm coming to your place. And you say, okay. You are very much excited. You say, look, because they are men now, let me add some more beans. Dry ones into there. Another one phones you at the end of preparation that pot. What will be your bean like? Some is like porridge, some is not undercooked. That's exactly how we are treating our stomach. You see, and the consequences are now that sometimes you can suffer from what we call acidosis. Acid. Sometimes you can see, the teeth, they are really getting toothpaste and the brushing them. But why are they smelling? Because, okay, you are creating all these gases where hiccups, they can actually be encouraged because food, what is happening? Food is rotting in there, and then you can suffer from what? From hiccups. So treat your stomach like an engine. It must work. It must also what? It must also rest. So yes, 2 meals a day are ideal for a human being. But you cannot live on 2 meals when you are eating refined foods. Okay, that is now clear. Are we all in agreement? Yes. or 6 or whatever. Because he is not satisfied. Yeah, do you know the difference of eating mabele pap and eating macaroni? You ever call your white rice and mabele pap? With mabele pap, you eat and you are quickly full. And you stay a longer time before you get what? You get hungry. With your white rice or macaroni, you eat and eat and eat. You're not getting full. And then you also quickly get hungry. What's happening there? Because it's lacking fiber. This is fiber, but they don't have fiber. And the role of fiber in our system is like when you eat, fiber absorbs water 4 to 6 times its volume. And then it quickly get what? You get food. When it gets into the small intestine, you have created your energy, your glucose. It holds onto the glucose and it releases it slowly into the bloodstream. That's why you don't quickly get what? Get hungry. You get that? We need fiber in there. Raw fiber, much of the fiber is not there. There's also fiber that is digestible. But fiber, when it gets into our stomach, it swells 4 to 6 times its volume by absorbing what? By absorbing water. When it gets into the small intestine, it holds onto the glucose, the fuel that you're running on, and it releases slowly, where? Into the digestive system. If you are not eating fiber, one of the reasons that we can be constipated is also lack of what? Lack of fiber. And when the sewage system is not working, you can actually have a hell lot of problems at home. Let's supposedly your toilet get blocked at home. Okay, let me not point at you. Your toilets get blocked at home. What do you want to do? You want a plumber to fix it, but as a man, you say, no, let me try to fix it. And then, you have failed. Okay, let me call the plumber. And the city council plumber takes quite very long to come, and it begins to flow towards your kitchen. What do? You then begin to dig a trench so that you direct it somewhere else, so that it mustn't go to where you don't want to go, isn't it? The way you are reacting outside, that's exactly how our internal environment also reacts. Okay, the sewage system is not working, but the plumber is fast asleep and he is waiting for the plumber. But okay, it's beginning to cause problems. But I want to protect the vital organs. Sometimes your feet can just swell. So you go to this doctor, you go to that one, you go to change them. They are saying, no, we cannot find the etiology. We are not failing to find the cause. And then they come to this medical missionary, they just say, okay, you are constipated. Again, they clean the colon and the feet get well. Do you see the reaction that you do outside is exactly how our internal environment does? Does that make sense? Okay, let's say you and me are enemies, sworn in enemies. And then out of the blue, I just say, no man, it's over, don't worry. Here is some nice good salad, it's healthy. You remain eating. And I go. What would you do? Put it into the bin. No, this one. No, it's impossible. That's how we react, isn't it? But if I come again, and I come again, I begin to say, but it looks like this is genuine. Because many times, sometimes, if you are not drinking enough water, and I put you on a regime of drinking water, you run to the bathroom, get the gym. Because the body is like, where is this been? In as much as it is what it is good, it tends to what? To throw out a great deal until the body then assimilates. So the way we react outside, that's exactly how the body reacts well inside. I feel your head, Irene.
Yeah, I wanted to know that when is the right time to eat sugar cane? Because why I'm asking, because we have sugar cane at home and I eat it any time of the day, and you said our stomach has to take time to digest, and 2 meals a day it's perfect. So when can I eat sugar cane?
Graduate your meals. Okay? That okay, if you sugar cane Because probably like, okay, I love my breakfast to be on fruits which are sweet. And the sugar cane is actually also what? Basically, actually, okay, breakfast, I've got this area, I've got this piece of sugar cane that is going with what? With my breakfast. So no eating in between meals. That makes sense? Yeah, I'm encouraging people. I think I was talking with one other, so okay, I'm not trying here to excite your emotions. Okay? I want your intellect, so that when you go out there, your brain is what? Is working. When you sit down to eat, sit also not just with the tongue, sit with your brains. I'm not a pastor who's trying to arouse your emotions. Okay, because I'm not in a hurry to get anybody off meat. Amen. I want people to know what they are doing. Okay, when people know that what they are doing, they will enjoy life as much as I am enjoying it. Amen. Okay, you see why I am drilling people here? Because I want the intellect to eat. Many times we just eat out of because the time, they are thankful time. And we eat for any other reason, unlike the reason that we are given. We eat for strength and not for drunkenness. The other time back home, I was doing this presentation, health presentation for Standard Chartered Bank. And one of the reasons that they eat, at last, they want to eat some donuts and tea at tea time. Simply because, no, if my colleague does not see me eating, they will think, no, things are very tight on my side.
Donuts and tea.
But apparently they know their salary scales. Okay. And I'm asking, what's your favorite fruit? They're like kiwi, apple, these exotic fruits. And I'm like, what indigenous fruits do you have in here? In your indigenous names? Yeah, you. Which ones? I like the fruits that you get from the bush.
You don't go to the bush.
You see? Yes, we bewitched. Because we do not think these bush fruits are fruits. We don't recognize those ones. Yes, marula, those ones. Why are they not in your pantries?
They are there.
I'm glad they are there. Yeah? Just I see your hand, just hold on. We do not think these ones are fruit, but these indigenous fruits, they are very, very potent. She has talked about marula. If you compare the vitamin C of marula to oranges, one marula, the vitamin C that you can get from one marula, you need 6 oranges to get the same amount of vitamin C.
Wow.
And Milo.
I don't know what Milo is.
I don't know what.
What about
Do you know Milo?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's fine. So I am saying we need to get accustomed to this one. What? Father, our Father who art in heaven has just created, and they are just there in the pot. Let's go and harvest them and we put them in their factories. When we are eating our meals, we also include what? Include those. And you don't need much of those because they are potent. They've got so much, unlike these ones that are just being cultivated. Because your oranges, if they are coming there from Limpopo, they harvest them when they are not ripe. And they spray them when they put them into these trucks. By the time they reach them, they reach the place, they ripen in there. The bananas that you are so much enjoying, you don't have your own bananas. They are harvested when they are not what? When they are not ripe. And they spray carbide in them. You must research on what carbide is. So one of those reasons, as much as I recommend a banana, but if they are coming just commercial, we are being duped. Okay, I've seen your hands. Yes, you had your hand up.
No, you asked about indigenous.
Oh, okay, all right.
So I wanted to say something.
Okay, you can name them.
Yeah, but I only know them with my own language.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's the.
Like this is marabra. It's a yellow brown fruit. It grows around January.
Okay.
And then another one is a nombe. It's a red round fruit. The yellow round fruit, it has 2 seeds inside. It's more like.
Okay, no, that's fine. Never mind describing them. You can just name them. My encouragement, whenever your geographical location, the fruits that are coming there, eat them in their season when they come. Your geographical locations, yes, whatever foods, be they even wild vegetables, sometimes we call them weeds. When seasons come, make sure you eat them as well. Okay?
Like blackjack.
Yes, eat your blackjacks. You know, blackjack is also very good for wounds. You know that? So, the season must not pass without you eating blackjack. Alright. Okay, who has the hand up? Yes, you hand up.
I'm saying, when we talked about pests, we said we can take the foods when they are not ripe and allow them to in the house.
Yeah, especially beds, like okay, the beds. Yeah.
But now you're saying it's wrong when they have
Yeah, what's wrong is the sprays that they're putting on.
or not the
Yeah.
for the
Yeah. But no, we generally because have you ever kept bananas? Have you ever grown bananas? Have you ever grown bananas?
Yes.
Yeah, when they're about to you see birds eating them. But they won't eat it the whole bunch they go. You will just say, okay, one is the Saturday, you can take that bunch and then put it on in the end, but you're not spraying it. It will continue to ripen. And just say, are we happy? Yes, you're here, yeah. Okay, his question is okay. You've got, hello, can you talk to the class? All right, he's asking. You've got a full, very big plate of food, and you eat and eat and eat, and then you eat again. What then happens? Your stomach, if you had not been killed by overloading food, it's not a very big organ. Many times we eat as if the stomach fills this organ. The stomach is just about your fist size. And then when you eat a mountain of food, where is all the food going? Your stomach begins to distend. That's the dangers of eating and eating it. We must eat, and it may just a little bit of some hunger. Not like you're full. In about 20 minutes, you feel you are pretty very satisfied. So you don't want to be eating and be eating. Yeah, eat normally. But currently your stomach has been distended, and then you make sure, okay, I must pretty heavy. And many times also it comes to a point where we do not recognize fruits as food. We will only recognize if it's rice, bread. Yeah, because if you come to my place and I give you a fruit salad for your dinner, when you go home, you're like, hey, can you quickly prepare food? I did not eat. I slept hungry. This is what you people do. But food is what? Food is it. We have been food. You know the food pyramid a long time ago. Before they have actually changed. It has come through America. It was like.
I slept hungry.
They were talking of carbohydrates here. And they say 6 to 7 servings of carbs.
Yeah, they say 6 to 10.
Eh?
In my textbook it says 6 to 10 servings.
Right? It was after 6 to 11, sorry. 6 to 11. That's already servings of carbohydrates. Alright, and then it went to protein, eh? And then it went to vitamins and minerals, which are your fruits and minerals. And then here it went on to fats. And then they put a bottle of oil there, and maybe yeah, you know, those certain things in there. Right? This time, if you check the current ones, they've invented it. It's like the carbohydrates are now less. When they designed this one, they were concerned about their farmers who are growing all these these cereals. What do you do? What do you get from carbohydrates?
Energy.
And what would you do 6 to 7 servings of carbohydrates? Where will it go? But because okay, we've been to school, yeah, we studied nutrition, yeah, 6 to 7 servings of carbohydrates is what the body needs. And then okay, they are not telling you it's not what the farmers need. Yeah, it's the man. That's it. So that's the challenge. But if we follow God's plan, you are going to see, no man, this is not what, this is not it. Remember Genesis 1:29, when we were given what? Food. There were no vegetables in there. You know that? In Genesis 1:29? Okay, and then vegetables came later after what? After sin in Genesis what? 3 verse 18, when the vegetable shall also eat the herb of what? Eat the herb of the field. So it's imperative that our minds must work. Whatever you get from school, you must put it to the judgment hall of the Bible. As the what? As the manual. That God. You know what? You've got a phone. What makes it? Phone. What makes it? Samsung. Yeah. It's Honor. Yours. Samsung. Where's the got a different one? Hisense. Can you put your Hisense battery into this one? No. It won't fit. Can you put it in there? It won't. Yeah. He has the locking. It can never work. It can never work. The manufacturer has said, okay, this is how it is. Why don't we consider the manufacturer who has manufactured this engine? And let's see how the engine runs according to the prescription of what? Of the manufacturer. I posed this question the other time. It was a guy who was running Harare Polytechnic. You know, it's also one of those famous for technical. It's a technical college. So he had some health issues. Somebody referred to me and called me to his office. So during the consultations, okay, we went all through this. I finally look at him. And I'm like, do you have car? Yeah, I've got cars. Is it petrol or is it diesel? No, I've got both engines. The other one's petrol, the other one is diesel. Do we ever put petrol in a diesel engine? It's like, hey, I'm an engineer. I can never do that. Oh, okay. You are an engineer. You are the principal at Harare Polytechnic. You actually be dealing with the drug addicts. You know when the examinations must be written, but you don't know how to take care of your body. He looked at me and he found the guy who had referred, hey man, where did you get this guy? So they started, when they're chatting on the phone, the lady who cooks, and they get in with what? And he's like, hey, I don't want, this is what is killing me, I don't want this food anymore. The challenge that we're having. You go to our institutions, the people who cook for us are the least educated. Go to a government institution, the people you employ to cook for you are the what? In your homes, you want them to come from Omakai, to come and cook for you. That's what you do? I don't get it. People who must be employed to do our meals, they must be well up there. They must be well invested in what? In carrying us. I was talking with the pastor. Many times we have missed it also as a Seventh-day Adventist. If you go to our camps, and they are cooking in those camps, the most important man is the pastor. But not according to God. The most important one is the cook, who knows to prepare food so that the pastor can what? Can run.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, you're shocked. I'm telling you, that's how it is. For us to function so that we are not sick during the camp, it is the cook.
Amen.
Ellen White goes on to say, I praise my seamstress, I praise my helper in the typewriting. But the cook, who knows how to what? How to prepare food so that at least he can make good blood so that we can function, is the greatest one. The greatest place. I appeal to men also to know how to cook. I know we are Africans, and we think the kitchen is the woman's domain, and also our women guard it so jealously. Men, let me tell you this: the day Adam allowed Eve to give food on the table, we got kicked out of Eden. I'm not taking anything against you, ladies. I appreciate you pretty very much well. Don't guard that kitchen jealously. If you read the chapter, Council Doesn't Food, the chapter on cooking, I don't have the page offhand. She goes out, let men and women whom God has given wisdom know how to cook. I make no mistake when I say men. The emphasis is mine. But that's what she has written. Because sometimes they go to mission and they go to families who do not know how to, and he who can put his knowledge to use. I'm giving you the quotation from the Spirit of Prophecy. The other time I was in Malawi, not last year, the other time, many years ago. Okay, they've got this tradition of keeping, he is the presenter, and the men are sitting there, and then they also begin to complain, the food is taking too long. And I started helping the ladies. And things are beginning to flow. And then I gave this quotation unto them. By the time we finished the camp, they also cooking in the kitchen. Amen. So cooking is not a woman's domain. And mothers, take your sons into the kitchen, take your daughters where? Into the kitchen. We also need to know how to prepare food. They don't need to know how to wash the dishes. They need to know that. I run a men's, I've seen your hand, I run a men's retreat. Like, they are not non-Adventists, it's like it's non-religious, non-political. We don't invite, there are no ladies there. But they cook, they wash dishes as well. Yes.
I'm interested in the raw diet. How does it work? How do you balance it, and how long can you go for a raw diet? Can you live on a raw diet? The subject of the raw diet.
Okay, and now I want to close this lesson. Right, I'm going to touch on it, but I want you to research on the ageless woman. I talked to you about, she's got Larkins, Annette Larkins. She's a black American. She's been on raw foods for so many years. But when we start tomorrow, I'll start with that question. Okay, are we happy with that? Are there any questions? Just one person.
What's her name?
Annette. Just check it. If we can just go with the ageless woman, she pops up. Yes, Annette.